The Hive is the most popular server in bedrock, and I'm gonna review each game that it has to offer to see the pros and cons of each game and the whole server. Let's start with Ground Wars. Ground Wars has one of the least players in this server because it took me hours just to fill the lobby. The mechanic and gameplay is basically trying to kill each other without crossing the border, because when you try to cross you will be thrown back to your territory. So the team with the most territory wins, and getting a kill means one block of territory. The game focuses in range weapon, by the way, and you will be given a bow and eggs and blocks. The bow is used for long range, while egg is used for close range, obviously. The game has two phases: building phase and fighting phase. Building phase is where you basically build fortification but without PvP. And fighting phase is where you obviously fight for territory. There is power-ups all over the map, so make sure to shoot it to gain power. And abilities. In my opinion, the game is pretty repetitive. Though it's decent, it still needs content, so I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. The next game that I'm gonna be playing is survival games. If you don't already know, survival game is literally a battle royale or Hunger Game mode, where you simply beat the crap out of each other. This game has solo and duo. Duo is where you mostly get ganged up on, and solo is where teamers exist. Anyways, this game has many PC sweats, and the gameplay and mechanics are simple. You are placed in a platform that has a countdown, and if that countdown stopped you will be given time to loot at the center. Be quick to loot, by the way, because PvP will soon be enabled. You can ignore the chest if you want to play safe because there are scattered chests at the map. There are 3 types of chest in the game. Normal, which where you get normal loot, obviously. Ender chest is where you can mostly find in the center and some parts of the map. This chest offer high tier loot. Airdrop is not a chest, but I'll add it anyways. Airdrop is only obtainable through a flare, but sometimes the system spawn them, I think, and airdrop has the highest tier of loot. Utility items exist in this mode, like the tracker, which is a radar that detects players nearby, and bombs that has special abilities. The endgame is kinda different because unlike the other games, this game mode has no red zone or blue zone, so you're gonna be teleported in an arena if you are one of the last 4 people remaining. And that's basically it. The only issue I see is the PC sweats and the teamers, so I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. The bridge is the most basic one yet, because it's literally American football but in a bridge. And tryhards. The objective of the game is to go in your enemy's hole and score before your enemy to win. There are 3 power-ups, which is 3 golden apple, 8 snowballs, leap feather, which everyone is using because it gives you boost. Other than solo and duo, there's nothing much it offers, so 2 out of 10. I'm going to combine the next games because they literally are copies of each other. Let's start with Bed Wars. It's one of the newest and one of the most popular, so I'm just going to tell you the mega mode because it's the only different one, because you need to defend 3 beds unlike the other styles. The main bed is large, and the other 2 is just a mini bed. Other than that, that's all it has to offer, so yeah. On the other hand, it's the same with Capture the Flag, but you need to steal their flag multiple times to win. So I'm just gonna give it a 7 out of 10, cause it's too overrated and too much sweats. Murder Mystery is one of the most unique game in the entire Bedrock servers. But the only downside is, it's a copy the Roblox version of Murder Mystery. I've never played the Roblox version, but both version is kinda similar to Among Us. The gameplay is all about collecting coins. And with that coins you can get utilities and weapons with that money. Be careful though, because the killer is gonna get you and his sword is 1 tap. There are only 2 items the innocent can buy, flashlight and the one-shot bow. I don't know the purpose of flashlight, but Google said it's to see and detect the killer in the dark. I've never seen any real dark places in this mode, but anyways. The one-shot bow had only 1 arrow, and that's all it has to offer, so be careful. That's all the features, so it's a 6 out of 10. It's kinda boring because it's not that intense and it's basically a horror game or a tag game or whatever. The next game is Skywars, and I'm not gonna tell you what Skywars is because every server has it. But it'll tell you how broken the skill gap is. Like from having a PC sweat against a mobile toddler and dying all by themselves. But the PC sweats are the real deal because ain't no way you're surviving a fight with this guy while you're in a Nokia Android. Anyways, I admit I'm not good at this game, and I only recorded 1 game cause I'm sick of this game, so it's a 5 out of 10 because it's an OG. I wasn't consistent on editing this video, guys, because I made 0 progress on making full vids, so I'm just gonna post a part 2 in the future. Anyways, please like and subscribe, it helps a lot and I need help.